and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Welcome back everybody to what I thought was a launching lobby, but turns out we are still waiting here for a little longer before we're heading into the loading screen and then, well, hopefully into the game. So, almost full Elite Tier grid. Kurt is expected to load into Quali. We'll chuck him an invite once we're in that session. Yeah, you know the drill. Great Britain, reverse track. And Speed Racer has left the session, so we will throw one or more than one invite. Yeah, we've seen great racing action in Challenger Tier already on this track. And looking forward to see more of that in Elite. I mean, as Bats has said, whenever the Challenger Tier race was actually like decent and humane, Elite Tier has been an absolute shitfest. So let's see how it works today, if it is still comparably so bad, or if this is gonna be a decent race as well. So, loading complete. We could also have rain. I mean, it's the UK after all, which would be crazy, honestly. But yeah, let's see about that. I'll get Speed Racer in here real quick. If I have him. Oh, he is already there. Never flip in mind. Kurtz though. Zack. I hope if he launched this game successfully, join in as well. So 18 to be 19 drivers there with the second Aston. We're only having a free Racing Bull seat there alongside Speed Racer. And apart from that, full grid here. DJ is subbing in from Challenger Tier. This time around, no Nitro and Ocean, at least as far as I saw. Speed Racer has left the session again. Bro's connection does not seem to be super stable. Let's see. Lauda gonna be the first one to set a lap here. Really got to wonder what these Elite Tier times have in store for us. After Challenger Tier times, apparently, well, have been claimed to be unbeatable by some Elite drivers already early on. I think those were like 26 high, 27 flat. I think I've heard 25 high times in discussions in the Elite Tier chat before, so we're gonna see whether or not that's gonna happen. Lauda's gonna be the first one to set a lap. Starting off the lap with this tricky little turn combination. Of course, a lot of these turns very awkward to drive backwards, given they were never intended to be driven backwards. But the racetrack's still decently drivable. Really curious whether or not they only made the 3 tracks reverse that they have done so far, which is Austria, Zandvoort and Silverstone. Because they're actually remotely drivable, and they left out all the other tracks because they were of the impression that these weren't so good, or if they were just lazy and trying to push big updates later on with new features, just being the reverse versions of all the other tracks. Yeah, purple sectors, not the biggest surprise here for Lauda, as he's the first one to run. One of the pole contenders for sure. So that's gonna be interesting as well. I think Rapid is right behind him. We're gonna have a good idea of what times there to beat. Pretty soon. 25 high, here we are. Rapid over the line now, 26 flat. First lap, not the very greatest for Rapid here. But of course, only a first run here. Let's see, who can we watch? Prosky is having a qualifying ban, so he is not actually driving. Most likely. I better hope for him. Let's check what Bats is doing. Has also announced that he wasn't gonna practice for this one. Honestly, like, I don't know, might just be a tough call to do this on Silverstone Reverse, especially. Like, all the other tracks, you gotta, like, have been driving for, like, 10 years or so if you've been playing F1 for a while. And then you choose to not practice for specifically the entirely new track there is. Yeah, Kingsman also. No practice gang, but has been on the podium the last 2 races. Let's see how the no prac is working out for him here. It's not looking too great, but at the same time, Hussein is currently still at a mid-27 as well. So not looking too shabby for everybody around him, I guess, then, because you'd expect him to be somewhat on pace. However, it is evident the pace is somewhere else. It's quite the gap there at the top. 0.3 between P1 and 2, and then another 0.4 to P3 here. And afterwards is kind of where the real fight gets going. Speed Racer here. Has been a little bit in controversy last time around, however has mostly been cleared of the incidents he was in, or received lighter penalties, I guess. Fair, I think he's one of the guys who is doing their first league racing experience here. There's just a little bit of awareness missing sometimes, but I'm sure this is getting there. And it's not been looking so bad ever since, so... Let's see how this one goes. He's decently able to race side by side on this track, as we have witnessed in Challenger at times. There's no real clear overtaking spots here, I would say. The DRS straights, they pose more of an opportunity to go side by side through the next section of turns, really, because the braking points are not that clear, and thus not really like easy enough to overtake there at all. Can't really make a dive, park your car on the apex or anything. You gotta really fight for the overtake a little bit. You will indeed not be going out, lol. Yeah, that is lovely to hear. I mean, it's of course unfortunate, but honestly, like, I don't know. The incident that P22 points, yeah, I believe. You got this. I mean, I hope it's P19 to points. I'm not sure what where Kurtz is at. Otherwise, we will be staying with 18 drivers, of course. He has not texted in Elite chat again to be invited again. I think you have okay pace, just have to stay out of trouble. To be fair, like, honestly, I wouldn't say this is like 60% of league racing success, because pace does matter quite a lot as well. But like, you can do so much already if you're just like decently fast, but well aware of incidents. I think like the first 2 seasons of Marcellian being around and always being like a top 5 contender, he was also like clearly off pace against the top 5 drivers, but he was always ending up somewhere around the podium because he was just staying out of trouble, having good instincts when it came to collisions ahead to avoid them and stuff. And I think in his first few reasons before he kind of picked up the pace a little bit more towards his latter seasons now, he really shined and earned points way above his pay grade just through consistency and staying out of trouble. But yeah, the midfield here is why, honestly, I love this year's Elite tier. We have so many strong drivers, but also the midfield is like super competitive and really anyone can get into points. And as we've seen with Kingsman here, who has been, I think, like 19th or 20th seed in this Elite tier, like everyone can get on the podium if they just have that race weekend where everything works out for them. Which is like really nice to see, in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna grab myself a quick can of energy drink because I kind of forgot to get something new to drink, and I'm kind of getting a little bit tired. Yeah, I'll be right back, leaving you with Fantas Hot Lap here, and yeah, we'll be in 20 seconds. Alright. So, just ready back at the end of Fantas lap here. Seeing him coming over the line. And that is a slight improvement that gives him, I think, 1 position over Marcellian here. Everybody has set lap times already as well. Which is nice to see. Oh, that is an invalidation by MQ. DJ on 8th here. Feeling well in the Haas, it seems. Let's see Brennan back. Invalid lap here too. Would have been really fast though. Who else is going? Rapid? That is either an outlap or an inlap. Is Marcellian going? That is probably an inlap as well. Cherry 2P9. 26666. My man's possessed. I'm gonna try to invite Kurtzer again. Because if he even wants to set a lap, he really needs to load in right around now. Kingsman here is also not on a fast lap. Hussein though, also not on a fast lap. Is anybody even on a fast lap? Jimsky here? I mean, he has way too much energy to be on a fast... Oh no. Yeah, I'm getting so dizzy with this reverse track. I thought he was in the first, or rather now last turns of the circuit. But he's actually just started a lap. Yeah, sure. I think that is the best way to use overtake. Just flashing around a little bit with it. Yep. In before, this is actually some sort of strat to use less overtake but get more boost out of it. Last few turns. Ah, that looked invalid, yeah. So he's going back into the pits most likely to get one more try in. If he can get one more try, I'm honestly not even sure. Yeah, no, he should be easily able to. Let's see... Oh, who is gonna be first? It's gonna be Speed Racer first, right? Yeah. Then MQ is also out, Bats, and... well, the other Ferrari in Yeast. I assume everybody is gonna be getting out of the pits. Oh, bit by bit. Okay. Immediately back in for Speed Racer. Not sure what that is supposed to do, but I guess we're gonna watch MQ here a little bit. As DJ just ahead gets out for his last lap again. So is one of the kicks. Kingsman there. And yeah, there we have it, half the grid moving out. MQ abandoning his hot lap. So that means Yeast would have been next. Yeah, let's watch Yeast a little bit. Hey, how up? Oh. Briefly forgot how to talk. Yeah, new people in chat. Welcome. And Yeast's in the wall. Or in the mud, rather. Well, that means Bats is still going. Nope, and that does not look much better. Yeah, I mean, this corner exit there has caught so many people off guard. In the Challenger tier race as well. Really crucial to get that right. DJ. I'm gonna be on his last attempt here. Tough final laps, yeah. We're gonna get a lot of these in now. No, Jimsky's on out lap, I was about to say. Aren't they supposed to stay on the track? SMH my head. Lead drivers stay on track, Challenge Impossible. Yeah, Challenger tier drivers are just the better drivers, right? That's why Challenger tier race finishes first. And Elite tier race finishes second. What a bunch of idiots, right? Can't load the game, tried everything. Yeah, that is really pain. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, we should just migrate Formula Sundays to Trackmania instead. Use, just rebuild every F1 track and then play it with collision on. I feel like that would be a good idea. Did I see your insane start? I was unfortunately not on board with that. I did see some battling with you and some others. And like I was on board with like more of you guys like further back in the start when you were battling a lot, which was very nice to see. I mean, you got points in the end. Need Speed Racer and Batson Challenger. DJ, Nitro and the others up. Nah, you guys are fucking high. That's impossible. I think Cherry needs to go to Elite. Way too OP. So let's see. Lauda is finishing his lap here. Rapid retiring. Not entirely sure where. Jimsky P1 for now. Lauda has the chance to take it for himself. But can't take it. Ooh, Fanta though, he's also up. A little bit further down, but a few points, positions gained. Are almost out qualifying Rapid here, that would have been a story. 7,000th down of the Red Bull driver. An MQ on an invalid lap as well, so... Most normal MQ pit entry. What is going on here? God. I mean, that was very good reflexes, I will not lie. Like, try to avoid the other car. Average elite pit entry for sure. Yeah, who even called them elite drivers, right? Now, Rapid is not liking the the freaking track much in Elite in general. And Fanta is not too happy neither. He said he could have had another 10th go in for himself. I mean, he only needed 7,000 really for Rapid, otherwise there was no one really to be battled. Jimsky, Seagull, Lauda seemingly in a different level here. And yeah, Rapid for once seems to be not quite on pace, also saying in practice his best lap was a 0.8. Would still be slower than the top 3 here. Otherwise, let's look at some of the starting positions. Fanta on 5th is for sure a little bit of a surprise, I guess. But he's been having a glow up recently as well. Lastly on 6th, and Brandon back, we would expect, I think. Janneman in 9th is decent. DJ gets 10th in the Haas there, the Challenger tier driver. Then we have Cherry in 11th, and not too bad neither. And yeah. Mofa Yeast. Hussein only 14th here. Kingsman, Speed Racer, Bats, and then of course last starting Prosk here. 18 cars, there's a lot of action to be had. I would suspect Hussein to be able to move up the ranks in the race a little bit. He just seemed to not get a quali lap together. Rare to see him 1.3 seconds off the pace. Also interesting to see the top speeds here. DJ, for example, has only hit 326 kilometers per hour. Whereas everybody else is ranging between 334 to 339, so like he's almost 10 kph off the pace, top speed wise, having a lot higher downforce than presumably that is. It looks kind of grayish, but it's also very light still. I do not think we're seeing a rainy race here, most likely. Unfortunately. There's just too much sun out there still. So let's look at some of these tires. No big surprises. Lauda said earlier in the chat that on 50% the medium tires use 8% per lap. So if we're expecting them to not drive them until they're like fully dead, we're looking at, yeah, maybe 8 laps would be 64%. Maybe 9 laps, like a little bit higher even, I guess. But yeah, it's 26 laps, I think. So 9 laps and then 17 laps on hard tire is gonna be a task for sure. So it's not unlikely that people are going for the 2-stop strat here. Even though this is, I think it is actually the longest pit lane, the biggest time loss you take in any pit lane on the calendar. It's also a lot of high-speed turns, so you can really benefit well from softer compounds. As long as they survive, of course, that is. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Unfortunately, Prosk's intention of sharing telemetry has not worked out entirely. I can't see the tire wear there. Seagull missed his parking spot. That is not gonna help him here on the run to turn 1. That is not particularly long though. We're gonna see. East, Kingsman on hard, Speed Racer on softs, everybody else on the medium. Fast car has made its way onto the grid. Mercedes there, I think that is Mofa already standing sideways to go for a potential move. Lights are on. And they're out. Looked like a good start by Jimsky and Lauda. Seagull. Oh, Seagull got a banger though, honestly. Did not see that one coming. It's challenging Jimsky into turn 1 already. Has the Ferrari going wide. Looking for the switchback here. Tiny contact. But they stay right in their order. Further back, a lot of cars spinning around there. Almost crashing out. But in the front, no position changes from what I could see. East has lost a lot of positions. Second Ferrari there is not getting away very well. Let's see, Marcian here. Briefly swapping positions with Brandenbach. But they're now up and running just behind each other. Prosk and Bats here. Apparently swapped positions briefly as well. There is Yeast getting back at Kingsman there, but going very wide here. Kingsman driving back past the 2 hard runners there. Definitely the big losers of the start. As we have Brandenbach and Fanta. Fanta here, in the dead angle for the spectator, I guess. Not visible for us at all. He will stay ahead there, going side by side with Brandenbach through that section. Okay, looked like there was contact briefly. But it seems like there wasn't actually. Both cars just keep running just like that. Mofa looking to join the battle here potentially. Ganneman in the Mercedes sandwich. We might change that here. Claims some space on the outside. Leading to Mofa running a little bit wide. Good exit here by the Alpine. He goes out to the left. Will be on the inside there, Mofa. Looking for the potential switchback, but could not find it here. Lots of battling going on in these positions further down. Cherry here. Could try and have a look on one of the Mercedes as well, but runs very wide. You see the the tire marks there on the dirt as well. Oh, Fantas left the session. That is not good. Let's try and get him back in ASAP here before he loses too much time, but yeah, he's already getting passed by Jannemann. Oh, and phew, Cherry is having the time for sure. Hunter's AI here right now. He is rejoining now. Will be taking control in a bit. Lost 3 seconds-ish, I'd say. Yeah, where is Cherry going? He's reinterpreting the track limits. Oh, DJ versus Bats. DJ has the better end for it for now, but Bats on the inside here. Probably gonna get a worse exit. Yeah, we see DJ on the outside, they're having a lot more speed. Really nice to see these, I wouldn't really say uncommon racing lines, but it's definitely easier to go for moves around the outside and switchbacks around here. Especially with the backwards layout, because the turns get so much tighter. And if you're prioritizing entry, very often you'll be left without road on the exit. And going wider in and for the switchback throughout the turn can benefit you in a lot of these turns. Further up here, it's not much happening here. It's Seagull, Jimsky, Lauda for a while now. Rapid and Marcian following closely. Everybody until MQ. Still very stacked up here in the train, and then there's some smaller gaps forming ahead of Jannemann. Brandenburg looks like he's just about keeping it with the top guys, as Lauda has crashed out, spun out, whatever. Can't really see if it was somebody's fault or not. Very dirty tires all the way down at the end now. Was this a Lauda bottle, or did he get bottled here? Because he's gone a while now in top pace territory without throwing his car away. Happened a little bit more frequently back in the past, where he had good one-lap pace and then, yeah, very often did not survive in the race. There is a little bit more of a gap now at the top though. Seagull was already trying to escape and was very close to escape in the 1 second window. Now Rapid without Lauda being in between, bridging these few seconds, and also now spinning. I thought this was Marcian who spun, but no, actually Rapid spun here. Makes the followers here a own separate group now. It's quite the gap now with Rapid and Lauda missing between Marcian and Jimsky. There's now 2 seconds of free air. Hussein's still stuck in the train here. From what I can see, the mediums range between 20 and 30% right now. So largely different tire wear. 2% higher wear for some of the cars than for others. 30% would be 6 per lap, I guess. Actually, I guess lap 5 is not even done yet, so we would have to look at the end of this lap again. Hussein here running a little bit wide as well. Oh. Brosk, I think, has just gotten by Bats. Has promised some points here today. And is currently not looking too bad. Starting last, of course, of the quali ban. Bats here being jumped by Kingsman as well. He is very far off the promised podium, as DJ has made his way back past Speed Racer, who goes really deep here. almost looked like an opportunity for Prosk here to go past as well. So let's see, start of this lap, we have 35 to 25%, so it's between 5 and 7% tire wear for the medium runners that I can see here. So it's able to go a little bit longer, so one stop may be on the line if you're like driving a little bit more conservatively with your tire wear. Oh, Brandon back. It's now really close to Marcian, really fighting for that P3. Marcian is not gonna have DRS, so he may have a legitimate chance to go for a move here, but he's so far back. Don't think he can make it. Oh, and Hussein retired. Ah, that is unfortunate. From what it looks like, he spun into the wall, I would say by himself. I guess with drivers having the tendency to run very, very wide there and go off track even, it wouldn't entirely surprise me, at least, if he ran off the track by himself. Let's see. People coming in? Question mark? I think this is not a horrible pit stop timing. This would also enable the two stoppers. Yeah. Seagull coming in, so is Jimsky. So are Brendenbeck and the Red Bulls. Janemann, everybody in so far. Two Mercedes also coming in. Oh, Kingsman going through. Kingsman, Bats and Yeast all going through. But everybody else, oh boy. Yeah, double stack here for the Mercedes. They are gonna be losing some time. I think the Haas's are double stacking as well though. Yeah, DJ and Prosk. Oh, I thought we had that setting disabled. That cars can go into each other. Oh well. So, the new order. Still Jimsky, Seagull, Seagull, Jimsky, Marcian. And then Brendenbeck. Still behind them. Janemann has jumped Rapid due to the double stacking in the pits. And Fanta has jumped MQ, I think, due to double stacking in the pits. And Prosk is all the way back down again because of double stacking once more here. So yeah, some of the teams very close together there, and tough call of course, but I think it's probably still better to go in here now instead of just staying out. For Kingsman, I guess it's a gamble, right? Like, Kingsman was super close to Cherry as well. Yeah, and DJ there gets a 10-second time penalty for severe collision with Speed Racer. Honestly, I did not even see they touched. But yeah, sleeping a little bit on when the safety car queue was gonna be slow. At least nobody at the bug of the pit lane here. And we have Bats leading laps. Crazy. Easter's still going in here. I'm not sure why he did not do that last lap, because he was far enough away from Jimsky. I mean, I guess strategically it does not really make too much sense for him, I guess. He's gonna have to go for mediums once more than after, I think. From what we've learned, you can drive them between... Well, let's say you want to drive them to 60%. So it's probably between 12 and... 8 to 12 laps. 8 laps would be cutting it rather tight. He needs 9 laps twice. Or he can go 10 and 8, I guess, because you use less tires on the safety car, of course. But yeah. Not visible on screen, of course, but I can see that pretty much everybody is on hards right now. Everybody but Yeast, Speed Racer, and Lauda. And of course Bats, who hasn't pitted yet. But these 4 are on mediums. 3 of them because they pitted. Speed Racer, Lauda, and Yeast on fresh mediums. And Bats, of course, because he started on the mediums and did not go in. Kingsman thus being, I think, the only other driver who has not pitted yet. Being still on the hards that he started on. So, safety cars going in this lap. Bats is slowing it down, but I think he needs to slow it down a little bit more. Not really got many options when to start already. Guess he can just pick up the pace at some point here. Guess Kingsman has a little bit of a roadblock here behind, because Kingsman, of course, being on old tires as well. I think we're going. Yep. ERS engaged, but yeah, it's pretty much just a rolling start here. Nobody slept during the restart. No gap bigger than 0.4. Brandenburg and Marcellian fighting. Spinning Marcellian out there almost and crashing the Alpine into Rapid there, I think. That did not go well. Rapid is not having the greatest time here at all. Janeman also all the way down now with Rapid. Was in decent position beforehand. Let's see Seagull getting past Bats here and is now having an eye on Kingsman in the lead. Jimsky had some contact by Brandenburg there. We see him in the rear mirror. On the outside here. Whoa. There is a Mac Red Bull, who's also here as well. Caution sector 2, and there's a safety car again. I wonder, was Marcellian ahead? I'm not entirely sure. It seems like this looks fine, like both of them just drove their pace. Don't think Jimsky really overtook him there. Mofa died. I have no idea why and how. Lauda was also on that straight very slowly. And I think I may have an idea what caused Mofa's DNF when I look at Lauda's nose. For Prosk. No, he does. It does look like he's missing a front wing end plate, and he's coming into the pits as well. Yeast is also for sure missing a front wing end plate. Bats and Kingsman take the easy out, I guess, to finally take their pit stops. Apparently Rapid and Mofa were coming together. Rapid expressing he's not particularly sad that Mofa's race ended there. Implying that he was crashed into first. I'm sure we're gonna see that in the reports again. It's a truly interesting race though, like seeing Rapid for once, not like within the top 3, is crazy to see what he can do from this position still on a track that does not favor him as much as the others. Gonna throw out a formal language warning if anyone of the races is listening to the stream as well. But yeah. Discussions, if you want, are a little heated in the Elite chat. So, what are we left with? We are with Seagull Jimsky still. Marcian in P3 stayed out of trouble for the most of it. And Speed Racer is honestly in a quite good looking P5 here, I think. Must as well have stayed out of trouble as well as he could. Not made any major mistakes, and even though Fanta earlier got shafted a little bit, he's now back up in 6th, just by the virtue of other cars having their moments, especially, or well, namely I guess Rapid and Janeman coming together there, running over the grass after turn 3 there. Well, the second safety car, we're not even halfway through the race. I'm not sure if the soft cap for safety cars still exists, so that you can't have more than 3. But I sure hope so. Otherwise we're not doing anything else. What else is there to look at? DJ has gotten a new front wing as well. Just now. Tool is saying he had a pit time of 7 seconds, so I assume that's what it is. He may have served the 10-second time penalty for crashing into Speed Racer as well. Which is fair enough, to be fair. I don't think he would have gotten that removed on an appeal. Because while it was technically a little bit bullshit, it was still sort of his fault for not seeing that he was catching the safety car queue then and there. We might still get a restart this lap, honestly, but not entirely sure. Nope. So I think the safety car looks, if every car is in, yeah, I was about to say, is in Sector 3 at a certain point, but that was a really late idea of the safety car to come in. It was pretty much already in the pit lane there. Oh, Rapid going into the pits. Interesting call, honestly, but sure. We'll have it. Wait, what? It's still on track. Nah, surely not, surely not. Is Seagull dying to unsafety car in a bit? What? Okay. Yeah, I mean, safety car, it was not done yet. I'm sorry, safety car, I was not familiar with your game. Seagull is also not catching the safety car queue. What? I mean, it has to be safety car. Seagull can't go faster. It does look like, you know, like how in the past. No, I don't think they're allowed to. But do you know how in the past, when the safety car went in, it slowed down the leader? Some of what Seagull has been driving here looked just like that. The like jittering throttle inputs, for example, looked like he was hard pressing throttle, and then the game limits it every now and then. So I think we may be looking on an actual safety car restart here. Speed Racer, 10-second time penalty for collision with Brandenburg. That sucks. We've praised him for staying out of trouble, but apparently he did not quite manage. So now we're going. Yeah, this looks more like we're going, right? There is no safety car coming out of the pits. Yeah, no. Okay, so we're racing. We're racing. Let's see. Yeah, let's just stick with Rapid for a little bit, because I think he's gonna fry right now. He is on medium tires, most of the field is still on hards. Yeast, for example, is on hards. The Haas ahead, Prosk, is on mediums. But then Bats and Cherry are on hards again. Oh, yep, Yeast's going on an adventure. Oh, we're waiting for the move here. Not gonna come yet. Prosk is going a little bit deeper here. Opens a room around the outside there, and Rapid just makes that move stick very nicely. Next two targets on hard tires again. So he's gonna have the slight advantage again. The Bats sliding around there a little bit. And a way better line for the exit here, even though Rapid lost his car briefly. Gonna have the inside line and the advantage here. Yeah, grip is all the difference. He has DRS just as everybody else in this train has though. Oh, very oversteery here. That might challenge Goat Cherry in 10th. I mean, you're gonna watch your challenger Goat Cherry being robbed of P10 live in 4K. I'm giving it one more lap at max. I think he's just gonna get dived here. Oh. Never mind. He's surviving. Ah, Rapid missed that turn a good bit. Not putting him in the very best position to challenge Cherry here. Yeah, this exit by Cherry, of course, is something different. I think this has him done for. Oh yeah, Rapid's just throwing his car into the turn. Further up, you could have seen Yannemann getting past MQ as well. But yeah, we're just sticking with Rapid for a bit, because I assume he's gonna make it through these three cars rather sooner than later as well. Don't think we're ever getting rid of that caution sector 2 warning in the top. Kingsman very wide there. Could open him up to a move by Rapid here. So looking forward to send one into this turn already, but decides not to in the end. Kingsman also on relatively fresh mediums, if I remember correctly, so it's gonna be a good bit harder to just traction around him like he did with the hard runners before. So let's see. Next window for a move coming up around here. You can find a really good exit. He's taken a lot of space here to get good speed onto this straight. Kingsman is sliding on the exit a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Rapids to make a move. Prosk in the Haas further back, making it past Bats, or move is still in process at least. Speed Race in the pits is gonna lose a lot of time because he's gonna serve the 10 seconds as well. Bats overshooting these two turn entrances a little bit. Speed Racer is out on mediums again. If I see that correctly. Wonder if he can go to the end on these. If so, this race might be salvageable, but yeah, he's so far down the pack now. Really needs a safety car there. Lauda having his fair share of trouble with Cherry here. Polish wall, called that for a reason. And we had Yeast and DJ coming together apparently here. And DJ ending up dead. This looks like a VSC to me. And we have Kingsman going into the pits. Oh no, it's Kingsman and Cherry, but Cherry picks up a time penalty as well. Even though it does not even do him any good to go faster here either way, because they're double stacking. And he's gonna lose time for the time he has gained on the pit entrance. Plus, he's losing time for speeding to the pits. Oh, and Prost gets a drive-through for speeding on the safety car. Well, buddy, I think that's it for the points finish here, potentially. I mean, it's still possible, I guess. But that's gonna be very hard. Corner cut time penalty for MQ, who has also lost out to the second gap to Jannemann, but has in turn built up a second gap to Rapid. So, top 4 here. There's not too many position changes, and many of the other tracks you see them DRS swapping a lot, but over here that's just rarely even happening at all. Rapid is gonna get DRS again onto MQ, which is gonna be A little bit of an easier target, given that he does not have DRS himself. I assume next straight we can expect a move. Oh, Marcian versus Brandenburg. Into Cops. Make it stick. And now is the chance. Good exit by Rapid. Just slots in ahead. No chance to even go sideways and defend there through the turn. And it is P7 again for Rapid, moving up slowly but steadily. Jimsky in the Ferrari, fastest lap. They have built a gap on Brandenburg, who must have lost some time fighting with Marslian here. Oh. And upon serving the drive-through, Prosk gets an additional 10-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. It's all over for our copium recipients, who are Kingsmen here, Bats and Prosk. Copium seems to be misplaced for this evening. Let's see. Marcian could have a decent chance to get by Brandenburg here. Has to put all his money on the exit here. Oh, that's not too great. Brandenburg there gaining really good speed for the straight. Not really touchable for Marcian anymore here. Jimsky went very deep there. As the Middle Eastern boys are battling here, Lauda past MQ. But is on relatively fresh mediums that are definitely gonna get him to the end of the race. Prosk is gonna have a little bit of a tougher time. I would estimate that his mediums are gonna be around the 40% wear mark already. Lauda into the pits even. That is interesting. For what purpose though? He's now on 11 lap-old hearts. Not sure if he imagined that like this. Might have been a little bit of a blunder, but it's gonna be taking him to the end either way. Everybody else is on 14 laps already and they are intending to go to the end most likely. You know, Prosk is not gonna have the most funnest times anymore. I did not even see he was already on 11 lap-old mediums. These things, yeah, probably aren't too great at this point anymore. I mean, Lauda seems to have the pace though. Cherry on fresh mediums, yet struggling quite visibly to keep Lauda behind. Does do so in the end. Just better traction around these technical turns. And then here, Prosk vs Bats. Old medium versus fresh medium. Yeah, Prosk is holding tight. Nice little display of racing. Having the inside here, but the curb is not so easily takeable, I guess. That looked a little bit weird. They are having some desync issues for sure, because the car was behaving unnaturally before. And he just lets Bats go here. after the crash beforehand. He's speeding the pit lane. I am... not sure why he's even pitting. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 1. That is an Alpine. That is Lauda. Old Heart's probably not doing the trick much anymore. He's back on track. And going forwards. So... if we believe the low tire wear strategy or calculations I've done before, 12 laps should have us at about 60% tire wear for the mediums. At max it should be around 80%, 85% if the tire wear is like really high. So either way, Rapids and Prosk's tires not particularly drivable anymore. I don't think Rapid is gaining on Jannemann at this point even anymore. Just because I think the older Hearts are probably holding up better than the little bit younger, but still like relatively old mediums. Top 5 pretty much unchanged in the last few minutes as well. Because everybody's probably busy enough to keep their car on track. Not really need all that fighting to potentially lose them positions. I'm fairly certain at some point Brandenburg will try to put some actual pressure on Marcellian again. And try to get that P3, that podium finish. Especially since Marcellian can't really hope for support from the front. A 1.8 second gap is unlikely to close in these last 2 laps. I'm very close there, between Brandenburg and Marcellian. With another DRS zone, this could be it. Lauda seemingly spun into the wall again, did lose some sizable speed at least. These 3, Yeast, Prosk, Lauda, about to be lapped here by Seagull, Jimsky, etc. Could be interesting in these last few laps still. But then again, they are on soft tires and fresh tires in general. Don't think they should be necessarily catchable. They are not that much slower, pace-wise, so that these tires wouldn't make a difference. And Yeast, fastest lap. Pitted for softs just to do that. Which probably means he's not going to be caught anytime soon. Prosk and Lauda. A little bit closer to the leaders here. But yeah, Brandenburg still can't get much closer to Marcellian. And Jimsky, he has a lot of juice in the tank, I guess. But so has Seagull, so... This is probably an idea of like waiting until the very last lap to make the move. So there can't be a counter by the Williams driver. I wonder if this may be too late. We've seen this in the past, where they really only go in the last lap and kind of blow their chance because they don't have enough time to drain the battery of the car in front. Does not look like there are many changes further down the order. Might be Prosk versus Lauda still, but that's not 4 points. Speed Racer is probably gonna get a point here. Cherry has a time penalty and it's only 1.5 seconds between them, but it's all between these two guys now. Jimsky, Seagull, duking it out for the win. Driving low 20, no, not low 29s, 130s respectively. Seagull with a 130.6 last lap, Jimsky with a 130.1, or half a second quicker. Jimsky clearly still has it in him. He needs to channel everything into the next few turns here to put pressure on this straight. Really good exit here. I think he's gonna gain a lot, using a lot of energy as well though. And he's overshooting this a little bit. Might get good angle and speed out of this one though, but I think Seagull has a decent idea of that as well. Yeah, it looks like Seagull may just be out of reach for the Ferrari driver, unless he makes some sort of big mistake here still. There's the Jimsky wheel spin, and with that there's absolutely no chance that Seagull's win gets taken away still. And, well, first reverse race of Elite is going into the hands of Seagull as well. Yeast finishing the race in the pits. There's another on-track battle here, I guess, for Speed Racer and Cherry, but Speed Racer should know that he's gonna get the position either way. Yeah, and there we are. 1 point for Speed Racer here. Could have been a lot more if he did not have that 10-second time penalty. Bats jumping out of Cherry as well. And then it's only Prosk and Lauda who are finishing their race a good bit behind everybody else because they had their extra pit stop. Shit track for racing, yeah. Honestly, it looked like it was a bit harder to overtake. The overtakes that happened were like way cooler because it requires you to like kind of set up over half the track and go side by side through some turns with it, but like in terms of overtaking, usually it seems a lot harder. Yeah, temperatures going very high up, fair. Well, I guess it was a try. We don't need to do reverse races again, but yeah, it was definitely an attempt to do them. I personally think it still delivered a quite entertaining race, even with a little bit less overtakes than usual. Saw some cool moves. And all of that was Seagull, Jimsky, Marslian. So yeah. Race winner, Seagull. Fastest lap for Yeasts here. Kingsman getting driver of the day there. Most overtakes for Yeast as well. And Marslian apparently keeping out of all trouble. So, let's see these results here in the very end, in case Seagull needs to do them manually. Quick incident scroll. Zack, zack. Any of you need these? Yeah, Marslian is the GOAT, yeah. I mean, I was talking about him driving these races like quietly and consistently in his early days, but this is like prime OG Marslian racing here. It's absolutely invisible throughout the entire race. Comes out P3 in strong contention. Yeah. I mean, yeah, well played for any of our drivers, of course. And thank you all for being here. And see you next week.
And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.